Now, when I want to see more clearly, I try to make use of my faith, and to help, I invite friends around me. As a few of them are coming, let me tell you about some lacunas in my life and what happened in them. 25 years ago, when I was first invited to come on staff here, I made use of our hope-soaked faith. I asked God whether I was the person that this group of people needs to lead them to thrive in this chapter of their story. And the answer was yes. And then 15 years later, I felt a second time of uncertainty with my prayers when I was invited to be the lead pastor. Same question, same answer, yes. Late last year, with these significant 10th and 25th anniversaries of my ministry approaching, I began asking God the same question. What does Grandview need now to thrive, and am I the person to lead them in that? And this time the answer I heard was different than it was before. So now I'm being led to step away. It's hard for me to say this to you. Maybe it's hard for you to hear. I plan to place my responsibilities in other capable hands in January. So some things I want you to know. I'm not ill. I'm not retiring. I'll be seeking other full-time work, and I don't yet know what that is. I'm not leaving because of any discontentment. I truly love my role here, and I could not possibly be happier with my relationship with you. I could not possibly be prouder of you. I'm not leaving here quickly. For the next 4 months and a little more, I plan to keep preaching and leading and being with you. And here's the thing. No one can stay forever. And it's never good for churches to become over-identified with one leader or personality. Sometimes people tell me that I'm the face of Grandview, but I know that Grandview is many, many faces. For instance, we have other excellent pastors here. And each has a desire to continue to lead using their respective strengths. I'm grateful for that. And I know you trust and love them, so I feel confident that the transition we'll make can be as smooth as it was at the points at which I came on staff and as the point when I changed from being associate to lead pastor. Overall, we have a very strong staff, both in Lancaster and York. I can't say enough about all 15 of my colleagues, and I will have a lot to say about them. We also have outstanding lay leadership who are more than capable of guiding the church through this transition. What's more, you are all great dreamers and doers, and the Spirit of God is evident in our midst. Wonderful things are to come. Of that I feel certain. It has always been my hope that whenever it did come time for me to move on to some next thing, I would do so in a way that would leave Grandview in good stead. I've invested a lot of myself here, and I want this place to thrive. I think adding a fresh face to our already excellent leadership team will help with that. And I feel the timing is about as good as I can help make it now because of all those people I mentioned, and also because the church is healthy. It's healthy financially, it's healthy spiritually, it's not in a season of conflict. And when we do have conflict here, we know how to practice handling that well. And missionally, Grandview has just completed a really big thing, a successful launch of the York Church, and it's also poised for exciting new work in the areas of housing, environment, and more. Working together in mission to build beloved community will bring Grandview's people together. So I foresee strength. I'm beyond grateful for all that God has empowered us to do together. It's overwhelming, really, and in the best way. I will really miss it. I will really miss you. And I'll also have a ton to say about that between now and January.
Maybe we need to take a moment to breathe. Breathe out. Breathe in.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Micah France.
And I'm Cindy King, and we are members of the Grandview Personnel Committee. As Grandview lay leaders, we have felt and shared the emotions that many of you are surely feeling upon receiving Pastor Andrea's news. Together, we are beginning the process of finding our way through this important time of transition for our church. Sitting on the Personnel Committee, we have the opportunity to experience the church through the staff, the individuals who devote their time, talents, passion, creativity, and commitment to fulfilling Grandview's mission. We've seen how Pastor Andrea has brought so much to staff leadership. Perhaps one of the greatest gifts she's given has been the essential role she has played in attracting and building a strong, capable, and committed team.
And because we have such a great team here, the Personnel Committee is going to recommend to Church Council that we elevate Liz Fulmer and Jane Dutton from their associate pastor roles into new leadership roles rather than seeking to hire a new lead pastor. We believe that Liz and Jane, thank you. I think you can see that that was a pretty easy conclusion to come to, that Liz and Jane really are the best people to lead Grandview into the future. We're so thankful to have you here at times like this. And we are also going to be seeking a new associate pastor. So over the next few weeks, we are going to get your input and get your questions about what the future of Grandview Church looks like. And that is going to start after this service when we have our congregational meeting, where you will have a chance to ask some questions and we'll be able to hear more from our lay leaders, Glenn and Marion. The next few months are certainly going to be a time of transition for Grandview, but nothing will change Grandview's heart and its mission. We have so much to thank Andrea for. She has been a courageous leader through a time of unprecedented change for this congregation. We're so happy that she was here to lead us. And really what we want to do at this moment is to make her proud by stepping up and showing her that we've learned her lessons and that we know how we can continue to make Grandview a place that will offer support, justice, and grace to everyone.
When Jane and I first received Andrea's news, we quite literally burst into tears. And we sat with that grief for a few minutes. And, people say all the time that they can tell we have a really great team here because we just get along so well and we respect each other tremendously. And we each have such different gifts that we bring, and all of our gifts together create something that is greater than any one of us could bring. So, of course, Andrea's news stirred up feelings of loss and grief.
And we know that while things will change in ways that we can't quite anticipate yet, some things will undoubtedly stay exactly the same. Liz and I will continue to use our gifts in service to the church, to this congregation that we love so, so very much. We will grow into the new roles set before us, whatever particular shape those roles may take. We will lean upon the immeasurable gift of working with and learning from you, Andrea. And we will use all we've absorbed to lead with courage and intention and wisdom. We will do what we've always done, which is to trust that the work we do is always in collaboration with God and with God's people.
It has been and it remains a privilege to be your pastors. And we consider it an honor to continue as your pastors through the next chapter of Grandview's story. You'll hear more from us in the coming weeks and other church leadership and council as there are decisions to make, and we're eager to hear from you too. But in this moment, know that this church is in good hands, and not just ours, but God's. And ultimately, every step of what lies ahead will be surrounded by prayer and motivated by love and guided by the Spirit.
And speaking of prayer, maybe now is a good time for us to pray. And you may pray as you wish with hands open, or maybe intertwine your fingers, or maybe put your hands on your lap. You may wish to hold the hand of a neighbor, which is great as long as they agree. But whatever posture you choose, I ask that you now pray with me. I need a hand. God who breathes new stories and new life into us, God of many chapters. You've written love in and through Grandview for more than 80 years. The decades have been filled with characters and character development, themes of inclusion, plot lines of grace, plus some intrigue and mystery. The chapters include stories of individual and group adventures, enough to fill memoir after memoir of lives well lived, lives well loved. As Grandview prepares to turn the next page, starting a new chapter, reveal to us again, as you've revealed all these years, how to keep welcoming, loving, and celebrating our neighbor. Thank you for this tour de force that we call Grandview, that continues to pen love in so many ways. Thank you for the ministry and the person of Andrea Brown. Thank you for the phrases, sentences, and paragraphs she has written and spoken these past 25 years. Her ministry has been a true love story, the depth of her words reaching the depths of our souls. Thank you for the ways she has taught us, and thank you for calling us to co-author love in this community of faith, in a book with as many chapters, future chapters as past ones. Fill the pages with more love, more grace,